Watch the counters here. Okay, we're recording. So, hello world, hello YouTube, hello everybody. So this video, hello Meanie, yes. I suppose you're gonna go get a drink of water now. Okay, whatever. So anyway, this video is Sunday, video, and man, them cupboards are dirty. I'd have to paint them to get that off of there. I have hopes of being out of this house very soon. Hopes, but not options. Anyway, let's move on. This video is going to be about, that's one I wanted to make, and I've been, I sit in the night and think about it in bed, and it's about what I would call white people's psychosis, or Europeans, whether you're white or not. I don't know what that has to do with it, but it tends, there's a trend. Anyway, about how they amass these riches, right? You got these white people, these rich white guys that, billions and billions and billions of dollars. And people say, oh, that's capitalism. Let's see if I can, where away? Oh, there. That, with the cabinets was messing me up. Anyway, after the first billion, my thoughts are like, really? Why possibly? Why possibly would you want to amass that much wealth that you could utterly and completely and totally never spend? You could never spend it, ever. Even if you spent it, like I said, way back in a couple of my other videos, if you put like a red X or a mark on a $10 bill, gave it to Bill Gates, have him go buy a six-pack or something, right? I'll bet you in 6 months that $10 bill would reach around and go back into his bank account, because he just couldn't he couldn't give it away. He could throw it in the streets. And when people spend it, because of who he is and how integral he is into that, it would all amass back to him. So it's like Midas, the golden, with the golden touch. Everything you touch turns gold. Pretty soon it's like, oh my God, when gold, touches a kid until it turns gold. We're all familiar with that. And all these other wealth amassing individuals. I think they're mostly white. I don't know. I don't know many of them. I don't, I need to go like this. I hate that reflection of mine. Anyway. That's not capitalism. You cannot tell me people, oh no, come on now, that's the capitalist way of capitalism. No, it's not. It's thievery. It's stealing. It's the only other way, you could amass that. Period. It's just stealing. He could give his product away, never want for nothing. Nothing. Ever, nothing. He would never would he ever want for a thing in his life, no matter what. So this is where I think that came from. And black folks, I'm going to pick on YouTube, but that's for a later time. I'll make that later, maybe next Sunday or something. Think of it. Think of it this way. When we were early man, Stone Age and before, this and that, right? And we were up in the upper climes, the winter, these seasons, real brutal, horrific, and your clan, group, crew, tribe suffer terribly, right? Imagine the thousands and thousands of years of that, developing our psyche, in which the events like, you had to, oh man, God, no matter what you did during spring, summer, and fall, you was collecting stuff, and you was getting it put together because you did not want to face a winter like you did, say, last time. Say you had a bad summer, and sitting there in the longhouse or the cave or the whatever domicile that they had created, and starved to death, literally watching, because you can't go outside. You can go out, you freeze to death. You sat there. By God, you sat there until the snow melted, and you might have gone out to collect a cow or something, or not a cow. I'm sorry. To get into your food stores and stuff like that, but your ass didn't go no damn 1,000 feet beyond your hut, did you? There ain't no way. So you had to collect and save and put together and harvest in every moment of that summertime without snow on the ground, and while it was nice and warm. Every fiber of everyone's being in your clan, group, crew, tribe was committed to storing up for that winter that's coming. Imagine how that would genetically even alter you when you're sitting in that cave or teepee tent, your domicile, and the damn kid's screaming in the back. You know, we can't blame it, it's hungry. Well, you tossed it down the shaft in the back of the cave, didn't you? Can you imagine that horrific events that they had to face, watching each other starve to death, killing each other because we ain't going to make it unless your ass is dead? You know, thousands and thousands and thousands of years they went through this mentality of gathering it, by God, no matter what, everything, every iota of food, stuff, stores that you could get, and harvest it up and save it for winter. And say you had a bad summer, say well, we're fine, it won't be so bad, and then you end up, throwing your babies down a pit, and this and that, and watching your loved ones starve to death. I think that's why they have them statues, the big fat women. And I have another theory about that too, but that's a story for another time. Picture what that would do to a common mentality. It would change your structure. It would change or mold everything about you. So now in the modern age, when apples are out of season in Wisconsin, I'll just call up China, send me a boatload of apples. It doesn't matter, but you still have that collector and harvest and hunter-gatherer mentality of preparing for a hard time. Yearly winter. Can you imagine? So now, what I call it is a fossil mentality. Then it wasn't a psychosis. Then it was integral. It was vital that you did that, or your ass died, right? Now you don't have to do that. Nobody has to save up nothing. They're preppers and stuff, right? Aren't you? Right, I save stuff, but not to the degree of Soros, the Koch brothers, all these nasty white guys. I mean, billions and billions. After the first billion, who cares? What do you need another two? That's like, remember Willy Wonka and the everlasting gobstopper? Stopper, whatever. And the little girl wanted two when they last forever. That's the mentality. I want every damn calorie, piece, crap, some bit. By God, gold, silver, land, real estate, boats, cars, planes. Because of this fossil adaptation that we developed in our psyche because of the lifestyle we lived thousands of years ago. Now it's a total and utter detriment. It's destroying us. We're destroyed. I gotta say, it's not destroying us. We're done. It's destroyed. They took too much out of the economy. That's why America's all wiped out. That's why the whole world's wiped out. We're just the last vestige of we kind of had a good life and collected and got it together enough to where we fall last. Look at all the other countries. They're wiped out. They're gone because these few people had this psychotic, and is it psychotic? Help me out here. I really want someone to interact with this. What would you call it? Like I said, it's a fossil mentality. Fossil genetics. Fossil genetics. It's a fossil genetic structure in us to make us, motivate us to gather every dang thing we could possibly do or possibly get in order to keep us from cutting our kids' throat because they're not going to live. You could sit there and watch them starve to death and suffer, or throw them down the shaft. God, can you imagine? What if that baby didn't die? You weren't going to go back down the hole and kill it. It's too far. And then that moaning and screaming, oh my God. Oh man, that would blow your mind. Over thousands of years, you know, and inevitably, you'd have a bad summer, a drought, something, to whereas, no matter what you did, you would not be able to store enough to last through the winter. So, winter after winter after winter after winter for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, you sit there and watch this heartache and hardship of not getting enough. And now that it's bled into what we've been like 2,000-3,000 years of, not even that. You know, the advent of shipping across oceans, right? You know, negated any need for that. That's only been what, a couple of 100 years. See, we had ships that could cross the Atlantic. Columbus, right? You know, 1490, 1500, 1600, 500 years. You know, that's not enough time to genetically purge ourselves of the mentality of gathering every damn thing we could. And these few people, have taken it to the nth degree, which that right there makes it a psychosis. They're nuts. They're crazy. But what do you know, back then cool, now no. So a normal behavior in a different environment created this disaster. It's a disaster. We're wiped out. Look at my house. Look at where I'm living. Should I have to live like that? You know, I work and stuff. I busted my ass. Yet this is what it got me. Yet these guys, they don't work for shit. They just make phone calls and look at computer screens to see how their stock market goes up and down. Gathering up, just, you know, everything they can get their damn hands on. Everything. Every drop of water, every grain of sand, every calorie of food, every breath of air even. They want to gather up for themselves. That's nuts. They're gone. They're psychotic. Yet they'll call me psychotic, you know. But I don't want to get into that. That's silly. They're just psychotic. That's a psychosis now. They've gone it to where it has just overwhelmed them. And yet we celebrate that. And even then, remember back in the day, we had a big old harvest, and wow, it was a heck of a thing. Man alive. We had a party, right? So now, because we had the party in the fall, because we had such a good harvest or gathering, right? Clicks us into thinking that we should celebrate these super duper gatherers and harvesters and their effort. Can you dig that? I mean, the human condition, dude, it just never ceases to amaze me. But now we can't be sitting here being amazed. We're starving to death. We're going right down the hole. We're done. We're done. There's going to be like the world has never seen because of it. When there's no need. Utterly and completely no need. You know, I mean, after $1 billion, you could do anything you want. Go anywhere you wish. Eat anything you could possibly think of. Possibly. I mean, you've got to realize these people, these rich goofs, you don't think they'd go, oh, I want to experience eating some damn, you know, vegetable brains, or, you know, we'll kill 10 virgins and we'll spoon their damn guts out. They could actually do it. They got the money. There's some countries, oh, here, yeah, well, you know, give me $10 million and there's a couple of, you know, think of it. It's possible, actually. Right? So, yet, you know, why be able to do that 3 and 4 times? Right? $3 and $4 billion? What possibly use would you have for it? We have a use for it. It's supposed to be down here It's called commerce. You know, money flowing around, people having a good time and having a good life, but they sucked it out so bad, and it wasn't America that did it. Okay, the American, like the Constitution, all that, that's not in there. Okay, it's these people that used America and its system and its way of life to obtain all this. They gained the system. They didn't earn it. You're never going to tell me someone earns a second billion of dollars. No way. They stolen it. They found a way to just suck it away, and then after a while they become this vortex that amasses all this wealth, and they couldn't possibly get rid of it. They couldn't possibly need it at all, yet it still occurs because of these fossil genetics. Now, what I've realized, or what I've figured out, I think, is a psychological or a psychiatric cure is defining the problem, right? So every time I go into a movie theater, I cry. Well, don't go in the movie theater, right? So, you know, then you say, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I really shouldn't be amassing that wealth because it's just stupid, and I'm only doing it because of thousands of years of conditioning and genetic manipulation of our environment, or our environment manipulating our genetic structure to amass to the nth degree back then. Now we don't need to. So that's what I think. And I think I'm right. You know, it's psychotic. There's a psychosis now. And somehow they got to realize that, oh, we don't have to do that. You know, I could want for nothing. Why would I want more that I don't want for nothing? So there it is. And I'll leave it at that. Now watch, I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to think 10 more things to say. But let me know. You know, I mean, that's what I think. And it has bled down into this present environment to the utter detriment of the rest of humanity because of the winter living individuals that had to hunt and gather, or their lives would be forfeit in the winter. What do you think? All right. By your wits, not by your worries. Peace. Bye. La, la, la. Oh, that's a line from Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure when he was making his breakfast.